Cork City registered their first league win of the season last time out. Could Neil Fenn's side keep the momentum going when they visited Richmond Park on Friday? They faced a Pat side anxious for another win, having lost their recent derby with Shells.
Two sides looking to kickstart their season faced each other at Richmond Park on Friday night. New managers, new squads for both clubs. And 12 minutes in, Chris Forrester tested Mark McNulty in the visiting goal. McNulty in for the injured Liam Bosun, stretched off in the win over Finn Harps last week. St Pat's did create the better chances in what was, in truth, a fairly insipid first half. Forrester, captain in place of Ian Birmingham, who was on the bench, picked out Billy King, who in turn played it back to Forrester again. And then it was back to McClelland, who put the defender on the seat of his pants before firing over a shot. Just flew over the crossbar, and it remained 0-0 at half-time. There was thankfully more about the game in the second half. Brendan Clark has retained his place between the sticks for St Pat's in the early part of the season, and he picked out Dean Clark. And Clark, down the right-hand side, fed Jason McClelland, who then played in Lee Desmond, a defender playing in front of the back four. Desmond spotted the run of King out on the left-hand side, and just before the hour mark, King was able to pick a spot to put St Pat's 1-0 up. A good run by King. Poor defending by City. King had time to pick a spot before putting the ball beyond McNulty. Pat's first home goal of the season. A minute after the St Pat's opener, City, who'd only scored once in their previous 4 league games, and that a 1-0 win over Finn Harps last week, squandered a great opportunity to immediately draw level as Keane Coleman got clear in the area, only to be denied by the legs of Clark. St Pat's struggled to get the ball clear, and they were more than happy to see Dylan McGlade's cross come to naught. On 67 minutes, St Pat's came close to making it 2-0. The corner for the home side was headed out to Jason McClelland, who crossed, and Martin Rennie, signing from Montrose, crashed his header off the underside of the bar. There then followed a 7-minute break in play as City substitute Rayon Dillon clattered into St Pat's Oliver Younger in the St Pat's half. It laid out Younger, and he had to be stretchered off and onto hospital for repairs. And it was Dillon who spurned a great opportunity to get the equalising goal for the visitors as he got on the end of a Charlie Fleming cross. But with the goal at his mercy, he put his close-range header over the crossbar. I couldn't believe he missed. And indeed, neither could his manager. At the final whistle, it signalled a second win of the season for St Pat's in an average enough game, taking them to 6 points. But it's 4 defeats in 5 now for Cork, and only 1 goal to show for their efforts in the league so far this season. St Patrick's Athletic 1, Cork City 0.
I thought the goal itself was a great goal, a great ball by Lee Desmond and a great run by Billy, and finished it very well. So, you know, all in all, you're delighted with the win, but there's a lot more in the locker, and hopefully there's a lot more to come from us.
I thought it was a pretty close game in the first half, and we knew we would have to weather a bit of a storm coming out in the second half, and we didn't manage to do it. They scored a well-taken goal, and then had a bit of pressure. They hit the bar as well, but then I thought, as the game wore on, I thought we looked most likely to score at the end, and unfortunately we didn't.